So we had a little bit of a issue. Well, hey there, guys. We are road tripping from Omaha, Nebraska to Southern California, where we will officially kick off our one-year trip in the Mission Machine in our camper van as we journey across the United States, and that's going to begin on January 1st.
Yeah, and we spent our first night in Dodge City, Kansas, home of the Wild West.
Yeah, and Dodge City is known for its famous and infamous characters such as Wyatt Earp and Bat Masterson and Doc Holliday. If you've ever watched Tombstone, some of those characters
Right.
show up there.
And another thing Dodge City is famous for is it's the home of Gunsmoke, the TV show.
With Miss Kitty and Marshall Dillon.
Right. And so I grew up watching that with my grandparents and my parents, and so it was fun to be there. And of course, I had to get my photo taken with Marshall Dillon.
Yeah, of course. But there were quite a few cool things that we got to see in just a
Right.
short amount of time.
They have a really good museum, the Boot Hill Museum, and it has a lot of interactive exhibits, and it has a recreation of the famous Front Street, and you get to walk up to the Boot Hill Cemetery. So it was really neat.
Yeah, we only had a couple of hours to explore Dodge City. It was just a little overnight stay for us on our way to our first real stopover, which we'll tell you about a little bit later in this episode. We're going to try to do 3 hikes along the way to Southern California. We're really excited about all 3 of them. Today, we're in the Texas Panhandle at Palo Duro Canyon State Park for a hike that we knew we wanted to get in on this trip on our way to the West Coast. We'll tell you more about that in just a moment. Let's go.
Palo Duro Canyon State Park is located in the Texas Panhandle, about 30 minutes from Amarillo.
Yeah, it's about an hour out of our way on our drive to Southern California. But when Paula found out about a unique feature that was at this place, we knew we were going to have to make the drive over.
The canyon is nicknamed the Grand Canyon of Texas. It's the second largest canyon in the United States. It's 120 miles long, 20 miles wide, and up to 800 feet deep.
There are 30 miles of trails in Palo Duro Canyon State Park, and today we are hiking the Lighthouse Trail. It is the top-rated, most popular trail in the park. The Lighthouse Trail is a 5.8 mile out and back with 521 feet of climbing, most of which is at the turnaround when you get to the base of the lighthouse.
Well, we started out this morning at about 8:30, and it was really cold.
Yeah, the temperature reading on our vehicle said 25 degrees, and I'm out here in shorts. There's no cell coverage out here in the park, and so we didn't really know exactly what it was going to be like today. We knew it was supposed to be 60 later in the day, but we didn't know what it would be starting out. So we're not quite as warm as we'd like to be, but hopefully it'll warm up soon.
Right.
Look at that.
Wow, look at it.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Well, that's as cool as I thought it would be, and
Me
I'm
too.
glad we drove the hour out of the way to see it.
This is what we were coming to see.
The lighthouse.
It is pretty amazing. The trail was fun. It's pretty easy except for the last what, 2/10 of a mile?
2/10 of a mile. There's some rock scrambling, a little bit of loose sand,
not
but
too
other than
bad.
that, pretty easy.
Well worth it.
Yeah, it's well worth it, driving the hour out of our way to get here.
yeah.
And well done to Paula for finding this hidden gem, something we didn't know about. And
Never heard of it.
definitely recommend coming to Palo Duro Canyon State Park. And this is just one of the things that you can do here. There's a lot of great hikes and some other things to see as well. This is the most popular trail and the most famous rock formation in the park, which is why we wanted to see it. But there are plenty of other things to see as well. I wish we had 3 or 4 days to hang out here. But we have more things to do, and so we'll see you at the next stop.
We've got a long drive today on our way to western Arizona, where we're going to stay for tonight.
Yeah, and since our route on I-40 took us right by the entrance, we couldn't resist a short hike at Petrified Forest National Park.
So we've been here before and we're familiar with the park. We decided to hike the Blue Mesa Trail because it was our favorite from last time, and it's also the most popular trail in the park.
The Blue Mesa Trail is just 1 mile long, has about 100 feet of climbing. It's on paved surface, which makes it a relatively easy hike for most people.
Well, that is always a fun hike.
Yeah, a fun hike. And a fun fact about Petrified Forest is that it is the only national park that has a portion of historic Route 66 within its boundaries. There's a point here in the park where you're actually standing on the Mother Road. So it's been a fun hike here at Petrified Forest National Park. Our next hike that we have planned is also in a national park. Any guesses as to which one that'll be? So did you guess Grand Canyon National Park, Saguaro National Park, Joshua Tree National Park, or something else?
Well, if you guessed Joshua Tree National Park, you were right, of course.
Happy New Year. It's January 1st and we made it to our final mini stop on our drive out from Omaha. You'll get this road trip episode about a week from now, and then we hope to have an episode out to you every 4 to 5 days throughout the year as we make our way around the country, and at least once a week.
As for today, we're finishing up our 3 hikes in 3 states in 3 days with the Arch Rock Trail here in Joshua Tree National Park.
Let's go.
Let's go. The Arch Rock Trail is a 1.4 mile lollipop style trail that's rated easy and only has 88 feet of gain.
Unless you're staying at the campground, you'll need to park on Pinto Basin Road at the Twin Tanks parking area, where there is an access trail to the main trail. There's also a short add-on that you can take, which used to be a secret spot here in the park that we'll tell you about a little later. We think you'll love it. The park itself gets its name from the furry-looking Joshua tree. And if that name sounds familiar to you like it did me, Could be because you remember the Irish rock band U2 had a very popular album by the same name back in the 1980s. Oh wow, Paula.
What is it?
It is amazing. It's a cool cave. So a local that we just met on the trail told us about this. If you go past Arch Rock, there's this really cool cave. How awesome is this? What do you think?
That's awesome.
This is way cooler than I ever imagined it would be. So that cave area was really cool.
It really was. We didn't know it was there.
We had no idea it was there, and most people don't. She's a local, the lady that told us about it comes out here a lot, and she said keep going past the Arch Rock. Sure enough, it's probably 150, 200 yards in.
Yeah, it's not far.
And you'd have to do some scrambling over a few rocks to get into it.
Right.
But it is really cool.
It is, and that's the fun of this place. You can just pick your own path and explore wherever it's rocks, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, to be honest with you, for years we were kind of like, I'm not really interested in Joshua Tree National Park because
it was just a bunch of Joshua trees out in the desert.
Out in the desert, but boy were we wrong.
We were very wrong.
And we are glad we were wrong because this place is really, really cool. We had a little bit of an issue here. One of our extra gallons of water apparently banged up against something and sprung a leak and got water all over everything. So we've pulled over to fix that, dry everything out. Glad it wasn't anything more serious than that. Doesn't look like anything's ruined. And what a great place to pull over. Look at all the cholla and the mountains in the background. Beautiful. Well, we had a really fun road trip out here, didn't we?
We did. I loved all of our hikes that we did.
Yeah, Palo Duro Canyon State Park was awesome.
It was.
Petrified Forest National Park we've been to before, but it was still cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was blown away by Joshua Tree
It was really a
National Park
surprise
today as well.
It was a surprise how nice it was.
It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the scenery as well. That's going to be it for our time in this particular episode. Our first official episode of our 1-year camper van trip will be out to you hopefully in the next 4 or 5 days, so look for that.
That's it for our mission. What's your mission?
Hey there, we're just testing this out to see if Paula is so bright and shiny, even more so than her normal glowing personality. But Paula found it on the internet and
Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
I'm innocent, I tell you. Let me out of here. I was framed. Oh, wow. Oh. I gotta admit, I'm guilty. Guilty of love in the first degree.
So did you guess Grand Canyon?
That's me. I'm
that's
the
right.
first one.
That's right. I was thinking that. Okay.
Well, hey guys, it's Jimmy here. Our mission in every episode of this vlog is to share one of our fun-filled adventures with you guys. But our greater mission in life is to share our hope and happiness with you. One of the ways we do this is through a short faith-based thought for the day that I write. They take about a minute to read each day. They're free, and they're available at finishlinefaith.com or facebook.com/finishlinefaith. I hope you'll take a look.